What are we making today?
We're making mixed nut bar. At least my version of a mixed nut bar. So I have a cup of peanuts, a cup of pepitos, a cup of almond, a cup of walnut, and a cup of pecans. I also have a teaspoon of vanilla and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. I have dark chocolate chips, and I have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and my homemade peanut butter. If you want to see how I made the homemade peanut butter, you can go to my channel, Seasoning the Roots, YouTube channel, and you'll get the full recipe and how to do it there. So what I'm going to do is just to put my nuts on a parchment paper, all of it, and put your hand in, mix it, and I'm going to heat this up for like 10 minutes to take out some of the moisture, or to get it to the crunchiness that I want it, so that when I mix in my maple syrup and my vanilla and salt and bake it, it will stick together. So I want it to be even good, you know? Okay. Why does it look like we have more almonds? Man. But anyways, so this is good, and I'm going to put on my oven at 350, and we're going to put that in there for 10 minutes. We preheat the oven. When that's finished preheating, we'll put it in there. Now into the oven for 10 minutes. Damn, I'm trying to take the whole oven raw. So this is it out after it's out of the oven. See how it, if you look closely, it releases some moisture.
Yeah, they got hot, so they started sweating.
Yeah. So we're just gonna let this cool down for a bit before we put it into this container, along with our vanilla salt and our maple syrup. Okay, so now I'm going to take my nuts. I'm going to fold it in like that. And on this side. Put it in my container. Let's pick up those 2 pieces of nuts that want to try to escape. And I'm going to reuse this parchment paper. So I'm going to put my half cup of syrup.
No spatula.
Can you grab me a spatula from over there? Right here, behind the paper towel. Cause man, I forgot a spatula. Imagine that. It's because my son is always thieving them. Well, stealing them, you know. He always wants the spatula because he needs to go mix something. So you keep moving them out of his range, and then they vanish.
Inevitably, he gets them anyway.
And my salt. And my vanilla. I'm adding vanilla because I want to even out the maple syrup taste. I don't really like the maple syrup taste, so I'm adding vanilla to give it a vanilla taste rather than a maple syrup taste. And then you just mix all of that around, you know. Mix it good until everything is evenly coated. You want everything to have some maple syrup on it. If you don't want to use maple syrup, you can use the honey, but we can't be having honey like that right now, you know, because it's on one of our restriction foods. So we're going with maple syrup because that's not on our restriction food. Okay. So everything looks like it's evenly coated. Everything looks shiny. So I'm going to put it back on this parchment paper. Yes, we reuse our parchment paper around here. I'm gonna scrape everything in. Even your honey. I'm gonna lay it out. Honey, even your honey. Man. Even your maple syrup. I'm really missing, you know, having honey and stuff. But, you know, when you're trying new diets and stuff, you gotta go with what works for you. Okay. We're just going to spread that out.
That's how they make those peanut bars. They just bake it back like this, right? And it sticks together?
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut it up?
Yeah. Use the maple syrup as a glue. Trying to get them as flat as I possibly can to push them down. I also got all the little small ones over here and all the big ones over here. Let me try to change that around, you know. All the almonds want to be on one side and the pecans on another. They trying to distribute themselves. Get all of it flat. Hold on, this is a too thin layer of nuts, so I'm gonna get a smaller pan and put it in a smaller pan. I want a little thicker nut area, so I just put it in a smaller baking container so that, you know, my nut in this mixed nut bar will be thick with nuts, not thin. Okay. I'm just going to even it out. Set everything down. And then me, Not wanting to go find the scissors right now. Hey, if it works, right?
Yeah.
See, voila. And then we put this back in the oven at 350 for 25 minutes. And into the oven we go for 25 minutes. So the 25 minutes has passed. It is now time to take it out of the oven and let it cool down. Thank you. So I'm gonna let it cool down here the same way it is for 30 minutes before I take it out, cut it up, put the peanut butter on it and melt the chocolate and put it on top of the peanut butter. So I'm gonna let all of this cool. If you want, you could stop right here. You don't have to continue to the whole peanut butter and chocolate and all of that. You can stop right here, let it cool down. You melt your chocolate, you put it on top, or you just let it cool down and you melt your peanut butter, you put it on top and you cut it up, and that's it. But for us, we're going to be doing it, letting it cool down. We're going to put our peanut butter and then put it in the refrigerator so it sets. And then we're going to put our melted chocolate on top of it, because we got to be a little extra.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put the cooling out this way. And now, see, I can lift it. Lift it away from my parchment paper. Wait. I can lift it away from my parchment paper, but let me not do that. So I'm just going to cut the size that I want so that when I put the peanut butter and everything, it'll be easier for me to cut into the different slices, and I don't have to cut through everything at once. I'm just doing like a little pre-cutting here. Then I'm gonna put it back in the pan, and then I'm gonna put my peanut butter on top. The size look big enough. Should I cut it into 3 pieces or into?
So what?
Into 2.
3?
So it lasts longer. Right?
Yeah, because if you make the pieces too big, it's not gonna last that long. You're gonna be swallowing all the, you're gonna be swallowing them.
I'm gonna be swallowing them.
Whoever. I mean, listen, it don't matter for me what size they are. Because if they're small, I'm taking 5 at a time. If it's big, I might just take 2 at a time. I don't know.
Okay, so put it back in there. Put the little nuts that bounced off of it. And then this is the peanut butter. This is our homemade peanut butter, and I'm just going to, good amount. I'm gonna spread it out. Spread it all over it. Damn, it looks like we are going to use that whole almost 2 cups of peanut butter.
On top of them.
Mm-hmm. And I thought I was going to have some for later.
Put all of it on it?
Yeah. Putting all of it on it. It's going to be rich, rich, rich.
That's a lot of nuts. Definitely a nut bar.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator for a little while, for like 30 minutes, just to get everything.
You can say that louder, because I don't know if it's picking it up what you're saying.
Sorry. So I'm just gonna add it into the freezer for like a little 20-30 minutes, just so the peanut butter can get hard before I add my chocolate to it. Just making sure I got every inch of the nuts mixed. The nuts covered with our peanut butter. And we're gonna come back and then we're gonna add some chocolate on top of this. Okay, everything looks like it's covered. So I'm gonna go put this in the refrigerator now, or the freezer, for 30 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, so I have my dark chocolate here in this cup. I'm hoping all of this will give me 2 cups. And I have my 1 tablespoon of coconut oil here that I am going to add in to my chocolate chips, and I'm going to microwave this at 45-second interval and mix. Every 45 seconds I will mix. Usually they say at 30-second intervals you mix, but this is Nestle Toll House chocolate chip, and their instruction says when melting it is 45 seconds interval, so I'm going with what their instruction says. So if you have these ones, these are actual chocolates, you know, for melting. That's why it says melting wafers. These are actually better. I don't have the dark chocolate in this, and this is milk chocolate, and my hubby can't have milk chocolate. So since
Turn into a pumpkin.
Since we're going with what he can have, the Nestle Toll House chocolate chip is going to be our go-to right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this in the microwave for 45 seconds, and then I'm going to mix, and then I'll put it in for another 45, mix, and another 45 and mix until it becomes nice and soft and completely melted, where I can't see any morsels left over that hasn't melted, and then we're going to go from there. Try not to let any of your morsels escape from you. So this is round 2 a 45-second interval, and see, you can still see chunks, but you're gonna mix it all, mix it good, mix it, and see, you can still see pieces. So you're gonna put it another 45 seconds. I'm just stirring it around, and the little chunks that I see, I can just squish them against the glass container, and it actually it's melted. It just needs to be mixed in, because I don't want to overheat the chocolate either, because then I don't want it to start getting hard. So
that smells nice.
Just mix. The smell kind of reminds you of Almond Joy. the
Yeah,
coconut oil and
yeah,
the
you
chocolate.
can smell it. Yep.
I've actually made almond joy before. Well, my version of almond joy, remember?
Yep.
And it was pretty banging too.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna. We want a nice thick layer of chocolate. And we don't want to leave any for the who? Damn, you left me on ice.
I'm trying to remember who.
The dishwasher.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I was gonna say for the critters. Then I was gonna say for the measuring cup.
Damn. You can't leave any for the dishwasher.
That's messed up. You don't think the dishwasher wanna sample some while they washing the dishes?
No. We are the dishwasher, so we'll get a sample.
Yeah, it's better to have less in there anyway, so it's easier to clean out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that, because once that hardens,
Then it gotta soak, then dishes get left in the sink.
yep. We don't have anybody with a tongue long enough to clean that whole jar out, so. And dogs don't lick anything around here that's for humans.
I'm just gonna spread. Damn, my stomach just grow like, yo, I know where the good stuff's at. This almost feels like spreading a cake, like, you know, icing a cake.
So how long does this last now?
Well, I don't know. It can stay. I don't know.
Not that it matters. People are gonna destroy this, but
I know it could stay out for a week. After that, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe if you put it in the refrigerator, it stays longer.
it won't melt if it stays out.
Well, you know, you're not gonna leave it anywhere where it's high temperature. So once the chocolate hardens back, that's.
But in the summer though, or if you live somewhere where it's hot, it'll melt, right?
More than likely the chocolate will start melting. But you always have the refrigerator to put it, you know.
For just people that are wondering. Some people are not thinking about it. They leave it out and then they come back to a you know, peanut butter chocolate pool.
Hey, then we turn it into some ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Okay, there you go. Let's try to shake off all of this chocolate.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's hard, hard, hard. It's ready for us to flip over. Damn. I glued the paper in with the chocolate. So when the chocolate got hard, the paper got stuck to it. And
If it's good enough, we'll eat the paper too.
oh damn. If it's good enough,
Yeah.
you should know it's good enough.
Yeah, it probably is. I want to try it though. I already know it's good enough, but
We're gonna try it right now. We're gonna try it right now. We're gonna try it right now.
the peanut butter almost looks like caramel.
Yeah, it does, right? Damn, do you see my cut spots
No?
that I could use as my guide?
No, that's what I was looking for. I don't see them. Do you see them?
I see right here.
Kind of.
Man, I'm gonna go play a puzzle, yeah.
See it?
Yeah. Chocolate to the bottom, I gotta cut through. I don't see the middle one here, but I see this one here. Damn, this one was cut all crooked. I'm looking to see where else it was cut because it was four pieces, no? Or it was only 3.
It was 3 one way and then a bunch the other way.
Okay, right here. Man, chocolate came up.
Mm-hmm. And you put it back? Wow. The self-control.
I don't have any self-control, but
You put it back.
I'm focusing on where I'm cutting, so you know.
You're finding all the slits. Nice.
Yeah. The chocolate is harder to cut through than I thought. Man, I gotta put some elbow grease in it.
That's how you know it's gonna be good. Still putting up a fight.
So these are nut peanut butter chocolate bar. Look, nice and thick pieces of chocolate too. Peanut butter. Man.
Nice.
Let's sample, babe. Sample. You can take that piece. I'll take this piece. Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Peace for you.
Thank you.
And I'll have this bigger piece.
Yeah.